This is lesson 6 for 7th grade, and today we're talking about factors and divisibility. This again will also be some review. Factors are numbers that we multiply together to get another certain number, or basically the numbers that will divide a number evenly, and I'll show you what we're talking about here. So if we look at the number 15, for instance, we know that 3 times 5 equals 15. So we would say that both 3 and 5 are factors of 15. Same for 1 and 15. Both 1 and 15 are also factors of 15. So all the numbers that can divide 15 are 1, 3, 5, and 15 without a remainder. Those are the factors that we're talking about. Obviously there are other numbers that will divide 15, but we'll get a decimal or some type of remainder with those numbers. So we're not talking about those today. If we look real quick at the number 10, 1, 2, 5, and 10, those are all factors there. Yeah, so that's the big idea with factors, and we'll show you how to get through and figure out which numbers will divide certain numbers evenly. We have a table that we can use that I will get into in a second. But let's start with an easier number first. If we look at 12, for instance, we know that 12 can be divided by 1, 12 can be divided by 2, can be divided by 3, and it can also be divided by 4 and 6. So what we do is we pair up those factors together. We get something that kind of looks like a rainbow. 1 times 12, that gives us 12. 2 times 6, that also gives us 12. And 3 times 4. So basically going up in order and connecting them with the numbers that, well, the two factors that give you the overall number, 12 in this case. One thing to notice, and the students caught on to, is that the number 1 and the number itself, for instance 1 and 12, that's always going to be the case. No matter what number you have, let's say 500, 1 and 500 will be automatic factors. So we haven't gotten into prime numbers yet. Prime numbers are numbers that are only divisible by 1 and themselves, but even prime numbers have at least 2 factors, 1 and themselves. So we will get into that in the future. But let's take a look here. I had the students list the factors of the number 36. Well, I know that 1 and 36, those two go together. 36 is even, that means 2 is going to go in there. And 2 happens to go in there with 18. 2 times 18 gives us 36. How about 3? 3 does go in there. 3 times 12 gives us 36. 4, yes, 4 goes in there too. 4 and 9. 5, no. How about 6? Yes, 6 does go in there. So these would be all the factors of 36. We connect them here. 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9. And 6, well, 6 times 6 gives us 36. So that's hanging out by himself. Alright? Now I had them list the factors of 54. Well, I know 1 and 54, they will go together. 2 will go in there. Once again, we have an even number. 2 and 27, actually. 3 actually does go in there. 3 and 18. And then we have, well, I ran out of room here. We've got and then one more, 6 and 9. Kind of ran out of room there, but yes, 6 and 9 will go in there. Now, my next question was, there's a thing called the greatest common factor. We call that the GCF for short. And the greatest common factor of two numbers is basically look at the factors of each number, and then the greatest one that they have in common, that's their greatest common factor. So we look down the line here, and we've got 18 and 18. They share more than just 18. They also share 2s, 1s, 3, 6. But 18 is the greatest one that they share, so we would say the greatest common factor, or the GCF, of 36 and 54 is 18. So that's how we figure out the GCF. Alright, along with those factors, we could say something along the lines of, if we look at 36, we knew that 36 could be divided by 18, so we would say 36 is divisible by 18. That's what divisibility is talking about. So our big question is, how do we know which numbers will divide other numbers evenly? And we have a chart to go by. It's a test for divisibility chart. This is in their book, and you can test all these numbers on any other number to see the single digit divisors up to 10. So I guess 10 is not a single digit, but we got 1 through 10 rules that we can use. The only one missing up here is 7. So 7 would have to be checked on its own. But let's take a look at, say, 9,060. We know automatically that the number 1 is going to divide that. So if we're going to list out the factors here, 1 and 2. 2's rule says the number is divisible by 2 if the last digit is even. Well, this is even. 0 is an even number, so 2 works. Let's see. 3. If the sum of the digits can be divided by 3. Well, we're going to add up all the digits in here. 9 plus 0 plus 6 plus 0. We should get 15. 15 can be divided by 3, so 3 works. Alright. 4. If the last 2 digits can be divided by 4. Our last 2 digits are 60. So 60 can be divided by 4. 60 divided by 4 is 15. So 4 works. 5. If the last digit is 0 or 5, 5 will work. We got a last number of 0. 5 is good. 6 will work if the number can be divided by 2 and 3. Well, 2 and 3 worked, so 6 will be in there. 7, you'd have to actually go through and divide. I do not believe that 7 goes in there. 8, if the last 3 digits can be divided by 8. Well, our last 3 digits are 60, so 060 would be 60. 8 does not go in there evenly, so 8 is off the list. 9, if the sum of the digits can be divided by 9, we see that the sum of the digits is 15, and 15 divided by 9 will not give us an even number, or a whole number, so 9 doesn't work. And finally 10, if the last digit is 0, 10 goes in there. So all of those are the factors from 1 to 10 that will go into 9,060. So there we go, just a short little blurb on divisibility and factors. And once again, assignments out on the web, and we'll see you next time.